Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Tom. If you've been here before, then welcome back, and if you're new here, then drop a subscribe, hit that notification bell and drop a like if you like this video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. These are 5 habits that have changed my life. So the first habit was banning myself from using my computer until 11 PM. So what I found when I used it during the day was that my computer, it kind of put me in this sort of comfort zone where even if I had stuff that I knew I wanted to do in the day, I would just start watching YouTube and then I would just spiral down into this like hellhole of videos. And at the end of the day, I'd just have watched a ton of videos throughout the whole day, done nothing that I actually wanted to do, and I'd just be there like, well, that was a total waste of a day. So what I did was I said to myself, right, okay, this is clearly not working. So I banned myself from using my computer. Well, not using my computer, but using YouTube and Netflix and the stuff that really drew me in until 11 PM. So this has to be a flexible tip. So if it's not the computer for you, if it's Instagram or TikTok and you go onto your screen time and you've got 3 hours a day on TikTok, then that is what you need to remove. But anyway, you have to find the thing that does it for you. So for me it was YouTube, and then you have to get rid of that until 11 PM. That way you have the entire day to do actual productive stuff, which really is very useful. And then in the evening you have something to relax with, and yeah, that's pretty decent as well. Limiting it also meant that I started to do tons of new things that I actually enjoyed, like playing sports or playing music or reading, which is the next tip. So then the next habit that changed me, number 2, was reading, and specifically reading fiction. So what I found was when I removed computer from my life, I started to fill my time with reading books, just tons and tons of fiction books, and that was so amazing because the thing is that like a good book, like a Murakami or a Kerouac, is as engrossing, and it kind of kept flicking me through pages. It kept like getting me through the day as much as good TV shows. But the difference is the books enriched me so much more. So for example, I'd be willing to bet that like I, for example, cannot remember the last like YouTube video or Instagram post or TikTok that I saw, but I remember all the books I've read throughout my whole life. I mean, that's the thing. The books are so powerful. I can't remember exactly who said it, but somebody said reading lets you live the lives and experiences of 1,000 people before you without leaving your bedroom, and that's basically how I think of reading. So I imagine this, I imagine an author who spent their entire lives writing a book, and you can absorb that knowledge in a week. That's a whole person's life work that you can just take in a couple of weeks, and that is why it's so powerful, because you just gather all these experiences. It's kind of like a cheat code of life. If you read enough books, you're just living so many lives, so many experiences that you just grow so much as a person. So then the next tip was kind of linked to the last one, but it's reading philosophy. That's another thing that really changed me. So I started reading books on Buddhism, on Stoicism, on absurdism, and it kind of, the biggest effect it had was it made me much more introspective and self-conscious and aware of myself. So it's kind of like the last tip, where you were gathering experiences, but this time these are questions. So when you go and read Buddhism or you read something by the Dalai Lama, you're not just gaining experience, you are having questions asked and answered for you that are sort of the questions of life. So the meaning of life, happiness, all these things that are so, I don't know, important. I mean, that's what it really did. It showed me that happiness is something that you work towards with the right mindset and philosophy, and it's not just something you sort of achieve by watching YouTube all day. Like, it is something you get, and those books taught me exactly that. So great places to start. I mean, our Stoicism, A Guide to the Good Life. There's Buddhism, which is kind of like the untethered soul. You could start reading that. And then absurdism, go read anything by Camus. So The Outsider is a great place to start with that. So the next tip is kind of linked to all the ones before it, in that it allowed me to track all the other like habits and projects that I was working on, and that is journaling. So I would write about the books I read, about the philosophies I learned, about the little tips about happiness that stood out in the philosophy books that I read. And that was brilliant. It sort of just let me keep track of everything. It let me like hype myself up when I was feeling down, or just like, it was a bridge between my subconscious mind and my conscious mind. So that was the biggest benefit. And I mean, the way I kind of look at it is that it let me control my emotions. My diary sort of becomes like a free therapist in a way. So you write stuff down, you just outpour everything you're feeling from your subconscious mind. You just write down your emotions, and then once it's there on paper, you can look at it much better with your rational mind and think about solutions to those problems. So then you go back and you write down, and basically by the end of the page, you have solved some of the issues that have got you down in your life. So it's really great in that way. It kind of lets you bridge your subconscious and your emotions, and it kind of lets you rationalize those thoughts with your rational, I don't even, you know what I mean. So then the 5th habit and thing that changed me was having projects. So I've had tons of them over the years. This YouTube channel is the latest example of one, and it's basically just like, you just have to have these things that you can do once you've finished doing everything else. These things that you're passionate about, these things that you love doing, these things that enrich you as a person. I mean, it can be absolutely anything. So a YouTube channel is one, but also hobbies like learning how to skateboard, learning how to play basketball, learning how to play an instrument are all brilliant things. So as much as you can, you want to be trying new things. So you might not always love these new things that you pick up, but some of them you will and they'll stick. So if you see something that you really like the look of or really want to try, so maybe you want to try playing guitar or maybe you want to try skateboarding, then just as much as you can, try and do that thing. So save up a bit, buy a cheap guitar, buy a cheap skateboard, and actually do that. I mean, it's so powerful just to be trying all these things. And the thing is some of them really don't stick. So I have had so many countless things that I've tried and don't do anymore. But some of them do stick. So for example, I always like to say this, like I've tried so many things, but then things like the guitar, that was another one of those things that I just picked up. Now I play it every single day and it's such an important part of my life. So this is it. I mean, you can find such fantastic things that enrich your life so much by just trying new stuff. So try new things and don't let other people tell you you're stupid for doing it. I mean, like, if you like it, then you've gained a lot, and if you haven't, then you haven't really lost anything. You've gained a new experience, a new skill, and you've always got something that if you decide again, if you have inspiration to try it again in the future, it's always there as an option, and that's a brilliant thing to have. So then finally, there are a few bonus tips I don't really have time to talk about here, but those are no fat, cold showers, and using a flip phone. So for those last two, the showers and the phone, I've actually made videos on them, so go check them out, especially the cold showers one, because YouTube for some reason decided to absolutely shaft me on that video and said it was shocking content. But anyway, there we go check those out please. And yeah, so if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome here, I'm Tom. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a subscribe, hit the notification bell and stick around for more banging videos. Right, okay, see ya.